Hi friends, I am Payal Dutta. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Now today we are going to study the poem The Glove and the Lions by Leigh Hunt. Now this poem is a humorous poem. It is a comical poem and it was first published in the newly monthly magazine. Now let us begin the poem. King Francis was a hearty king and loved a royal sport. So, in the very opening line of the poem, we are introduced to King Francis. King Francis was a hearty king. That is, he was a very cheerful king, a very lively king, and therefore he was very gamesome. He had interest in sports. What kind of sports? Royal sport. Sports that involved blood fights. So in this poem we see that King Francis was enjoying the lions fighting. And one day, on a particular day, as his lions fought, while he was watching the lions fight, King Francis sat looking on the court. That is, he observed the fight that was taking place on the court. Court means the field, the ground. So King Francis had arranged an event where the lions fought, and because he was gamesome, he wanted to watch the fight, which took place on the ground. And who else came to see the fight? The nobles and the ladies. The nobles filled the benches, that is, the seats of the stadium was filled with high-ranking men, and the ladies in their pride. Pride here refers to the delight, to the joy of the ladies. So the ladies, they were delighted to be a part of the audience of such a violent show. So here Leigh Hunt is actually trying to equate the ladies to the lions. Just like lions have pride in them, the ladies in the stadium, they were proud of themselves. And amongst them, amongst the crowd, amongst the audience, sat the Count de Lorge. So de Lorge was one of the noblemen who had come to see the lions fight. He was a count. Who is a count? A count is a high-ranking noble person who is somewhat similar to a earl. And this count, he sat in the stadium with one of the proud ladies, possibly his lover, for whom he sighed. So now here see the pronoun he. It is quite ambiguous. He can either refer to King Francis or the count. So if we consider that King Francis is referred to as he, then we come to know that the king was infatuated by the count's lover, and he sighed because she had come to watch the fight with another man. Sighed means to lament. On the other hand, if we consider that the count was sighing, then we can say that despite the presence of his lover, the count did not get the amount of affection and love that he desired to get from his lady. So now we see the progress of the fight. The atmosphere of the court is being described. And truly it was a gallant thing. Gallant means a very courageous thing. So honestly, it was a courageous event. What was the event? To see that crowning show. Your show refers to the lions fight. It was a crowning show. Crowning means entertaining. Valor and love. So the show was being witnessed by valorous, that is brave men, and their ladies, their love. And a king above, that is, King Francis was watching the sport from a raised platform. and the royal beast, that is the lions, below. So you see, you have the king above all, then we see the nobles with their lovers in the stadium, and below on the ground, the royal lions, they were fighting. So this first stanza, it describes the setting of the poem. Now we come to the second stanza. Ramped and roared. So the second stanza, it opens with an alliteration. You know what is an alliteration? An alliteration is when two words, they lie side by side and begin with the same letter. So ramped and roared, they both begin with the letter R. Ramped means to speed up violently. So who was speeding up? The lions. The lions were roaring and speeding up violently against each other. With horrid laughing jaws, with revolting mocking faces, the lions fought. Horrid means frightening. And how did the lions fight? They bit, they glared, gave blows like beams. They tore each other apart. Glared means stared. They stared angrily and gave blows like beams. So this is a simile. The blows of the lions, the strikes of the lions or the attack of the lions, they are being compared to beams. That is the rays of light. They are striking. So the blows, they were quick as flashings. And as they attacked, what happened? A wind went with their paws. The wind passed. It passed by with the movement of the paws of the lions. Again, note here, wind went with. This is also an alliteration. With wallowing might. Wallowing means satisfactory. So, with glorifying strength and stifled roar. Stifled means choking. Because these lions were fighting, their roar was choked. They were holding back their roar. And what did they do? They rolled on one another. They grabbed and grasped each other till all the pit, that is the entire ground, the whole ring in which the lions were fighting, with sand and mane, was in a thunderous smoother. Thunderous means the loud roaring sound of the ferocious lions. So the pit, the ground where the lions fought, was filled with sand and lions' hair. And the beasts, they roared like thunder. To smoother, that is, to kill each other by choking themselves. As the fight progressed, the bloody foam, that is the bloody bubbles of the injured lions above the bars. Here, bars refers to the barricades of the pit. So the bloody bubbles came whisking through the air. Whisking means came rushing. So as the lions fought, they got injured and started bleeding. That bloody bubbles, they rushed through the air and reached the audience as it crossed above the barricades. Now when the blood foam reached the king, that is King Francis, what did he say? Said Francis then, "Faith, gentlemen, believe me." So he's telling that, believe me, we are better here, we are safe in the stadium than there, than in the pit, than in the ground. So you see again here, this is a very comical remark, a very humorous remark. So though the king was very fond of royal sport, he felt safe watching the game from afar. Now the count's lover, she overheard what the king had said. "Dear Lord's love, overheard the king. Overheard suggests that she has been eavesdropping. She was a beauteous, lively dame. That is, she was attractive, energetic. She was a beautiful maiden with smiling lips and sharp bright eyes. She had a charming appearance. Her features were lively, which always seemed the same. That is, she was always full of life. Seemed the same. This too is an alliteration. Now, this beautiful damsel, she started to think. And what did she think? She thought, "The Count, my lover, is brave as can be." So she assumed that Lorge was a courageous man whose bravery was unmatched. And so he surely would do wondrous things. That is, he would do extraordinary things to show his love for me, to prove his love for me. So thinking that Lorge was a valorous man who could demonstrate his love for her by performing impressive things, she challenged Lorge's bravery. Kings, ladies, lovers, all look on. Look on means please pay attention. So Lorge's lover, she is asking all the onlookers, all the spectacles, to pay attention to her. The occasion is divine. She claimed that the occasion, that is the ceremony, the show, it was divine, it was heavenly, it was unearthly. And then what did she do? "I'll drop my glove to prove his love." So she decided to throw her glove in the pit where the lions were fighting and let the Count to prove his love for her. And in doing so, great glory will be mine. That is, she would become famous in the crowd. Great glory is also an alliteration. And glory here refers to fame. It refers to honor. She dropped her glove to prove his love, then looked at him and smiled. So you see, she is so obsessed with her honor and fame that she smiles at her lover while sending him amongst the roaring, ferocious lions. She smiled at him indicates that she wanted him to go to the pit and bring back the glove for her and thereby prove his love. So there is one more thing that I want you to note. The lover dropped her glove. Now a glove is like a protection. So dropping the glove is something like removing the protection. And then what happened? Lorge, he bowed. He bent his head accepting the lady's challenge. And in a moment leaped among the lions wild. So without delaying, he leaped, that is, he jumped inside the pit where the wild lions were fighting, only to retrieve his lover's glove. The leap was quick. Return was quick. So Lorge quickly jumped into the pit, took the glove and returned to his lover. He has regained his place. Regained means got back. So after successfully completing the challenge, he got back to the stadium where his lover was waiting. And then what did he do? He then threw the glove. And how did he throw it? Not with love, not with compassion, but right in the lady's face. So you see, he finally revolted against the lady's decision for setting such a deadly challenge for him. Now, King Francis had been observing everything. When he saw the Count's reaction, he said, "By God," said Francis, "rightly done. So he approved the Count's reaction and he rose from where he sat. He got up from his seat. "No love," quoth he. So he gave his opinion about the incident. He said that the lover had no love. She had no empathy, no sympathy, no sentiments, no emotions, but vanity. That is, she was filled with pride. She challenged her lover to gain some fame. Her love was pretentious. She was only concerned about becoming renowned among the crowd. And for that, she challenged the Count's masculinity. She set her love a task like that. She devised for her lover a deadly challenge like that. So in this poem, Leigh Hunt is showing how the masculinity of the Count is being tested. He creates a very comical situation to show that ladies love brave men, and that is motivating the men to engage themselves into dangerous quests. So with this, I come to the end of today's discussion. If you think you understood the poem, then do participate in the quiz whose link is given in the description below. And if you have any queries regarding this poem, then feel free to comment in the comment section below. I will definitely answer. So till then, goodbye, ta-ta.